Guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm going to be talking about more culture shocks that I've experienced as an international student living in the UK in the past 10 months. I actually made a video couple of months, like this was like in my first month when I first moved here, and apparently it feels like that one was like preamble. So I've experienced more culture shocks after like staying here for a longer time. I'm just going to be sharing the culture shocks that I've experienced after staying here for 10 months. So let's get into it. So the first culture shock is they ask for feedback like a lot. Like they ask for feedback on everything. So like in school, you finish a particular course, they want to know how the lecturer was, like they want to know everything. You did a session in school, they want to know the feedback on it. Now if this is outside school, you use a particular service, they want to know your feedback. You call a customer care agent, after the call they'll send you, rate this service. I'm like why? Like feedback, like the feedback is so important to them. And in Nigeria, I really cannot remember receiving like emails or to give feedback so much. Like I don't know, feedback, like they take the feedback so seriously. The next culture shock is words of endearment mean nothing. Like someone can call you, hey sweetie, hey lovely, hey darling, and like it means nothing. Like it doesn't mean you're special or like they're into you. Like it is just what it is, a word. Like it doesn't mean anything to them. Because remember, I'm like, if you're calling me hey darling, like context, like where is it coming from? Like a stranger, a man, like that can just like say hey darling to you, and like he's not even trying to like hit on you, or like it means nothing. Even a woman, if she says hey darling, hey lovely, hey dear, like it literally just means nothing. Like that's how they like relate with people with words of endearment. Like they just give out words of endearment freely. So another culture shock is election day is a normal day. Like you can literally just leave your work, go to the polling unit, cast your vote, and go back to your work. In Nigeria, election day is a public holiday. Election here is like it's a peaceful thing. Like there's no fear, nothing. Like you literally just go out and you go out, cast your vote, and go back to your normal life. You don't get a public holiday or like the day off because you want to go and vote. No. So another culture shock is they are organized here. Like they are so organized. So one thing that happened at work is I got stuck in an elevator. When it happened, I was a bit scared, but then again I remember that like they do this like, should I call it drills or like safety precautions? So they always have like emergency exits, fire alarm, and all those kind of things. So I was not really scared because that I was supposed to go from second floor to the ground floor, and it was taking longer. That's when I now realized that this thing is actually stuck, and there was an alarm in the elevator, and like I pressed it, and next minute someone came to answer me, and like I think in less than 2 minutes I was out of it. So guess what? After they answered me, the person asked for feedback. I was like, what's with this feedback thing? So remember, I was like, what else do you want to know? Like, you can see I'm fine. So next thing I was like explain like, oh, it just wants a feedback. Like, what's my name? Where am I working for? What department? And I was like, is this necessary? But obviously I answered him. So they organized again. The other thing is, if they ask you, are you alright? Like, you're right. So like it literally just means it's a yes or no answer. And most times you should just say yes because the person is not really interested. It's just like courtesy to ask you're right. Remember the first time someone asked me you're right? I was like, don't I look alright? Like do I look like something is wrong with me? My mind, I was like, I had to look at myself from head to toe, like, do I look sick? Does my head, I was so flustered, like, where is this coming from? But apparently just asking if you're alright, no need to shalaye, just say yes or no, except if like, obviously if there's an emergency or there's something wrong. But half of the time, nobody's really interested. It's just courtesy to ask. I think you alright is equivalent when we say alpha, what's up? Like most times it's just a way of greeting. Like another culture shock is that refund works. Because trust me, in Nigeria, if you want to ask for a refund, trust me, you can't ask for a refund and be gentle. You have to like fight for the refund. Like especially Nigerian vendors, like everybody knows how they can be very annoying and that kind of thing. But here, refund is like easy peasy, like no hassle. But here, refund is so easy. Like as far as you have your receipt, the item is in good condition, you can get a refund. Like, as far as it's within the 30-day period or 90-day period of when you purchase the item, and your receipt is good, the item is in good condition, trust me, you can get your refund. No back and forth. Like, refund is so simple. Like, the refund policy, so simple, so straightforward. No unnecessary, it's no back and forth. Very, very simple. So another culture shock is that they are very inclusive, in the sense that for old people, people that are disabled, and pregnant women, so like in the bus, they have like their priority seats, even toilets, they have like their own type of toilet. Not buses, cyclers, like they have their own lane. I don't like, they're just very inclusive about everything and everyone. So another one is English is different. You can be speaking English, I can be speaking English. But if our accent is very, very different, it can make it hard for us to understand each other. Because trust me, sometimes English in London is different from English in Manchester. Don't even get me started with the ones in Scotland or Wales. English in different parts of UK is very, very different. And I've just noticed that most times you don't just go speaking, like, if you're talking with some people that are not like people that you have like the same culture, it's just best to know the type of lingo and phrases they use. Because sometimes using the wrong phrases and the wrong lingo to like people that are not from your own race, I don't know, it can be offensive actually, because they might not even understand your, like, what is it you're trying to say. Just like most times if you're talking to people that are not like from where you're from, or like you have the same similar culture and background, it's just best to speak lingo and use phrases that they are familiar with, and don't use ones that you know that they might take offense with. So another culture shock, this one I will never get tired of saying it, is that they drink. My god, they drink, they drink a lot and they smoke a lot. Like, at this point now, if you tell me that cigarettes and beer is a type of food, trust me, I would not even argue. Like, I would just believe, because the way English people like beer and like cigarettes is alarming. Like 12 a.m. you see somebody smoking. 12 p.m. like, no matter the time of the day, morning or afternoon, like dawn, like there's no time of the day that they don't smoke. And the annoying thing is, okay, there was a time I went to my GP. I went to the hospital to see my GP. Then the nurse that I saw at the reception, when I was leaving, I saw her outside the hospital smoking. In my mind, I'm like, isn't there something they call office etiquette? Like, how are you smoking in front of the hospital in your uniform? Like, is the office etiquette a thing? Apparently, it's like, it's no big deal. Man, I was like, interesting. I remember a time one of my friend, she told me she went for this work conference, and they're talking about lung cancer, this health talk and everything. And the person that gave that presentation, when they were on break, like, she literally saw the smoking outside, and she was like, so all the slides, all the presentation, everything, it was just for show. It's crazy. I just know that here they drink, they love their beer, and they love cigarettes a lot. So another culture shock is people eat on the road. Like, eating on the road is normal. I'm not talking about eating snacks like biscuits, ice cream. Because I know in Nigeria too, people eat on the road, people eat corn on the road. Here, eating on the road is normal. Someone can be eating a box of pizza, can have like a box of pizza and be eating it and walking on the road. Or KFC chicken and chips. Like, there's literally nothing people don't eat on the road. Like, people can be eating like a whole meal. I've seen somebody eat rice and chicken, like, walking on the road. And I'm like, how does this make sense? Well, it is what it is, but it's not a big deal to them. So another culture shock is the weather here is bipolar. Like, I think it's even getting better. I wouldn't say it's getting better, but on some days, like on some very, very rare few occasions, the weather can cooperate. But on most days, if not every day, the weather is bipolar. Because trust me, it can be raining today. Like, it can be raining 1 minute, and the next minute you're hot, like you're sweating, like, or you'll be cold 1 minute, and the next minute you'll be hot. Because so many times it will happen that the day will start off very hot, like you won't take your jacket, nothing, and when you're coming back at night, you're coming back freezing because you didn't take your jacket and it's cold. But I don't know. So yeah, the weather can be very, very, very unstable. So these are the things that have come as a culture shock for me after staying in the UK for 10 months. So yeah, this brings me to the end of this video. So if you enjoyed this video, please give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.